Hey, what's going on, everybody? John here at Havoc Maker Studio, and already the day is a big sign of relief. So the silhouettes that we got last week from Atomic Mass Games, featuring two new models, we didn't know what they were because they were silhouettes, but we made a pretty good determination that it was going to be the Executioner or Scourge and Heimdall. Now, whether we were going to get an MCU version of them or not, we didn't know. And of course, those models could have been just something obscure like Bors, the grandfather of Thor, or it could have been Ares instead of Scourge. It could have been those, and I could have been wrong a second time, and I would have had to do another giveaway. Thankfully, I don't have to do another giveaway, but now that I'm talking about it, I think I might do another giveaway. I tell you what, right here, right now. I'm going to say it. It's on the internet, and I can't walk it back. If Sif and the Warrior 3 are announced between now and when this box is actually released, I will do one special giveaway that's not a quarterly giveaway, just one special giveaway to celebrate my predictions being right and you guys benefiting from my predictions based off of very loose information that I got that Asgardians were getting updated. Pat on the backs. Yes, I know it's annoying, but if that ends up being true, then I'm going to do a double giveaway to one lucky person. They're going to get both this box and if Sif and the Warrior 3 are in another box. And we're just going to make it happen. It's just going to happen. We're not going to do anything but that. That'd just be a special giveaway. But it will also be tied in to, hey, we need 500 subscribers by this date. We get 500 subscribers and that pans out, then I'm going to make this happen. Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay, it's been said, it's been done. Now let's take a look at these models before I go on. I was a little surprised. I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised that we went with the classic color scheme and the classic costume, even though the costume for Executioner has not changed in its physical appearance too much over time. The coloration has. It went from, let's take a look at some of the original, from a brownish yellow. We've seen it in yellow. There's blues and browns. And then kind of a reddish, well, that's kind of, remember, like a magenta Executioner X in the center of his chest. We've seen like a brown and yellow version with blue. And we've seen him as an old man, or not an old man, but an older guy. So we've seen him over the years being different costumes or different colorations, but the overall appearance has been roughly the same. He's got some sort of shirt, pants, boots, and that Executioner armor in some kind of variation. So cool. And if you're wondering who these other lovely people are, starting on the left is our Executioner. Next up is Balder the Brave. After that is the Norn Queen. She has some significance in the Thor comics. And the Enchantress, who you guys already know, is on the tabletop for Atomic Mass Games. Her and Executioner like to pal around each other. Well, I don't know, like to, but they do pal around with each other. I think, and don't quote me on this, but I feel like, and I could be wrong, that the Executioner is a bit of a simp for her. He's got a thing for her, and that's why he runs around with her. But she's always after Thor, wanting to hook up with Thor, and Thor's like, "Nah, I got my Jane Foster over here," or sometimes Sif, or sometime anybody else but you, Enchantress, even though you're like super freaking hot. I'm not going to give you the time of day. Thought be gone. So going back, we see the Executioner. They went ahead and paint him in the original color scheme, though I'm pretty sure since that costume, like I said, stays pretty much the same throughout all the years. Just the coloration changes. And obviously, it's your miniature, guys and gals. You can paint it however you want. But you can go classic colors right there. I like the fact that they kept the axe very simple. I'm really surprised. I figured they might have made it a little bit more decorative, but they went with classic look and accurate. They didn't get all Norse crazy like you see in some of the TV shows, and they didn't get all weird comic book crazy that you sometimes see. Like people have these crazy weapons, versions of swords and axes, and it's just like, well, that's going to shatter, or that it's going to bend or anything. They went with a good classic look, and with it being so plain and ordinary, you don't really focus too much on the axe. You focus in on the character and his pose, which looks really good. I mean, he looks brutally strong, like massively brutal strong. Remember, he is half storm giant, half Asgardian. So and I don't know how that relationship worked out. Now that I'm thinking about it, storm giant, little human. Oof. Ouch. Okay, so I'm sure magic is involved. Anyway, so we're going to put Executioner off to the side, and let's take a look at Heimdall. So they went with the classic Heimdall appearance. They didn't go with the Idris Elba version. I think I've got a picture of Idris Elba and the classic versions right here. Comic book versus MCU. Comic book on the right, MCU on the left. There's nothing saying, and I'm going to say it right now, nothing saying that you can't paint that as Idris Elba version of Heimdall from the MCU. Or you can paint him the other version. Or you paint him however you want. It doesn't matter because it's your miniature. Paint it how you want and enjoy. But I'm really stoked that they went with the classic look, because even though I love Idris Elba, I hate that costume. I mean, the helm's cool, but the rest of the costume just, I don't know, just there's something about it I'm not too hip on. But, when you're trying to run around with a comic book related costume that's not spandex, that you can't CGI or something, you're going to run into some issues here. So, I felt they should have made it a little bit more Viking and not space Viking, but hey, whatever. I'm glad that they went with the classic version, though this version is not much different. I don't know what's going on with those 90s or 80s shoulders. Regardless, I'm glad they went with the classic look, and I mean, armor, everything. I mean, that model is probably the most non-comic book looking character out of all the Crisis Protocol miniatures. I mean, he looks like, should be in another game. I can actually see people taking that model and putting him in like a fantasy role-playing game or fantasy miniature game. He is impressive. The Bifrost coming down around him, we were right about that. It was kind of obvious, but it looks a little kind of squashed in. So I'm not too, I don't know where I feel about that. I probably won't include all of it. I'll probably just have like a little bits here and there. It just looks too cluttered, but it does help break up that kind of a 2D mono pose where he's there, where we have an action pose, very dynamic looking pose going on with the Executioner. We look at Heimdall and he's just that stoic, guarding the Bifrost Bridge, which is totally the right mood for him, but it's definitely on brand, but it just, it needs to be broken up. So, and they did that with the bridge. Whether you're going to include it or not, I don't know. That's totally up to you. Though it does look like somebody melted a bunch of crayons or it's a Skittle rainbow going. I know it's the Bifrost Bridge. You don't have to explain that to me. It just looks odd. Anyways, so super happy about this. I don't know. Are you guys happy that we're getting some more Asgardians? Are these the Asgardians that you were looking for? I mean, not that there's too many other Asgardians that we could include. Yeah, Odin could be put in, but I don't foresee Odin popping up anytime soon. I think we'll see, like I said, Sif and the Warriors 3 first. And I could maybe even see Baldur the Brave before Odin or Freya, or, well, we already got Angela. Regardless. So I'm going to be doing another video, and I'm going to actually start working on it after this one, where I'm going to break down what I think the stat card for these two characters is going to be, like I did with Supergiant and Black Swan. If you have some suggestions, go ahead and put those in the comments below. If you're going to get those, put it in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about these models Are you happy about this? Do you think Sif and the Warrior 3 are going to be a model set? Like I said, Sif by herself, and then the Warriors 3 as a grunt base, Sif being another Asgardian leader? Or is it just, is this all we're going to get? So hopefully you guys are wanting Sif and the Warriors 3 to appear, because that's going to be another big giveaway that I'll do whenever that's announced. All right. Anyways, you guys have yourself an awesome day. I was going to do a second video covering actually two other videos last week, and I have to apologize real quick, concerning Warhammer community and their big Warhammer Fest that they just have. I tried doing the video multiple times, even today, and I think I have a little bit of anger and bias right now. I'm really poopy pants towards Games Workshop. I don't know why. They haven't mistreated me, and there's just something, I just can't make a positive video, even though they just did this big data dump of stuff over Warhammer Fest, and a lot of other people already covered. So there's no point in really me covering it. And if I can't make even just a logical critique without getting poopy pants, I'm not going to do it. And I apologize. I know some people like those reviews that I used to do for Games Workshop, but something has happened recently in the past few months, and I can't even make a really positive video about really amazing looking models. So we're going to hold off on Warhammer, but we're going to shift gears because some stuff is happening for Spectre Operations. Their stuff is going up on and Black Powder, no, yeah, Black Powder Earth, no, Black Earth Powder. Another game using the same style miniatures for Spectre Operations. We're going to kind of focus in on that. We're going to start covering it. We're looking at Conquest, and this week I'm going to be getting my first game of Song of Ice and Fire in, and I'll do a review of that game, since some people are a little leery about that. I know I am, because I usually don't like playing games based off of TV shows, so I'm not sure how that works. Anyways, I'm not a big Game of Thrones fans. I only watched season 8, so I can't say I'm a fan of it, but I want to try the game because it looks really good, and the miniatures look absolutely amazing. At any rate, that's all I got for today. You guys have yourself a wonderful day. Hope you had a great weekend, and I'll see you guys. I think Wednesday is when the next videos are going to drop. So I'll see you guys later.